Hello again, everyone. Hope you are well on this Monday evening. I believe November is going to be a very interesting month, to say the least. Before I go any further, please do stay tuned. I have a great verse to share towards the end here. And I also have I just ran into an interesting story just a while ago. If you watch my videos, you know I'm a big Chick-fil-A fan. I saw a story from a Miami, Florida Chick-fil-A franchise is experimenting with a 4-day weekend for a 4-day weekend experiment for their employees. So what they're doing is they're placing all their employees in two different pods, two different groups, and they switch off working 3 straight days. Now, these 3 straight days consist of about 13 to 14 hours, so they're super long days. However, after that, they get 4 days off straight, which I would sign up for that in a moment, okay? I could do that. I could deal with that for sure. They say it has improved several things. It's improved service. It's improved this consistency in their performance, in their sales. All the numbers have improved. It's improved their recruiting. They have people wanting to go to work for them more than they did before. So it's solving staffing issues. So this could be something that spreads. I think more employees should look at something or employers should look at something like this. I really do. Work-life balance is huge, and obviously it has become a huge thing, especially through the pandemic and after, and it should have been before that too, in my opinion. So anyway, I think the country, North America really is running on fumes, to say the least, running on fumes in multiple ways. We're getting just more warning after warning about fuel issues, fuel shortages, including diesel. Several diesel suppliers are warning businesses to prepare for shortages. And this is going to drive up prices for them, and this is going to be passed on to consumers, us, of course. They're suggesting to be aware of tank levels and don't panic buy the fuels. Now, they're talking about tank levels of suppliers who are supplying the gasoline to these trucks to get them out to the retail locations, is what they're really referring to here, is the way I gather it. This one called Mansfield Energy, they're on the East Coast, and they're putting out an East Coast advisory to businesses that rely on fuel to plan. They're telling businesses to plan their fuel use rather than panic buy. So I think they're trying to prevent businesses from stockpiling and making it worse. But they're going to do what they got to do to cover their fleet, I'm sure. Just like we as consumers, we should watch our tank levels. We've talked about this before, but I try not to let mine go more than under half a tank, actually, personally. It says that consumers will feel the price hikes, and they're going to get much higher. And I believe, especially after the midterms, y'all. Now, they did say, they warned that you could actually see true physical lack of product, gasoline, diesel as well. And so, they said some cities might run dry on diesel for a few days. I think they could run dry of the other fuel too, the regular stuff. But run dry of diesel for several days. He said they will probably be resupplied, but for several days they may not have it. So you may see shortages at the retail level, where you'll see you could see stations with bags over their pumps, over all their pumps. Now, this one particular business, or this supplier, he said, I don't think we'll see widespread situation where you see a lot of stations, like from the whole state, have bags over the pumps, but you'll see spot outages here and there, and in some cities they'll just run dry. He said, in general, stations will find gasoline, but you could see situations where it takes you a while to find it. And he was talking about fuel, and I think he meant for everybody else as well in your vehicles. So the higher price, like I said, will be passed on down to consumers, us. And so I mean, I haven't seen the spike so much here where we live. I know some people on the West Coast, up north, are talking about, and even in the Midwest, are talking about the prices getting higher. Let us know if you're seeing a big spike here, especially in the last week or last few days. Share that, please. And then another trucker, who's an independent trucker, said this could lead to empty shelves in stores. Now, even a temporary shortage could lead people to panic buy in the stores, not just panic buy on the gas in the vehicles, but panic buy in the stores. So I think people are starting to pay a little more attention to this one, and this time. And I believe people are stocking up a little bit more. I just have a feeling. I just think people are a little more than they were even a few, 6 months or so ago when they were talking about this. But they could also impact trucking, especially your independent, your smaller companies, your independent truck companies. Especially the diesel, if it really spikes a lot more, which they think it will, there's a point at which they're not making their profits. So that really could put some of them out, sideline them at least temporarily, or even knock them out of business. So I believe November is going to be, I don't know what the word, tenuous, very interesting in multiple ways. Fuel, like we're just talking about. You got a war still raging over there, and you got a lot of hot spots around the world as far as war is concerned, or rumors of wars. You got midterms right around the corner, and the fallout from that. And also, here's a nugget for you. I believe if they do an indictment on a particular former president, and I'm not taking sides. I'm not saying, I'm not, this is not an endorsement or otherwise. This is just my observation or my opinion. If they do an indictment on that guy, I believe they're going to see problems in this country, the likes of which we have never seen. Okay. That's just a feeling I have. That's just a prediction. And again, and that's not saying that I endorse that person. That's just straight up, it's going to happen. Okay. Like or no like, it's going to happen. All right. That's something we need to keep an eye on. In other words, from all of these things that I've been mentioning, by all means, keep up your prepping, because at any time, one of these things could fly off the handle. And the fan that we talk about, the fan is moving, and it can move a lot faster, and stuff could be coming through it. You know what I mean? So that could speed up at any moment. All right. That is just my thoughts right now. So let's keep stocking the pantry. Okay. At the very least, pick up a few extra non-perishables. I had a person comment, well, my spouse is not into this, thinks I'm nuts. Do it anyway. Do it in secret. Pick up a few extra anyway. Okay. Still do it. All right. That's my advice. I have a good verse. This verse is from Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6 says, "And without faith it is impossible to please him. For whoever would draw near to God must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him." Those who seek him. Let's continue to seek him and draw closer, especially in these times, y'all. I mean, faith, that's what it takes. Faith, not by sight. And it only takes a little bit. Everything large started out small, right? So even if it takes a little bit, even if it's not there all the time or every day, continue on the path and draw closer and closer, and it will come. All right. And you will be rewarded, and we will be delivered, and we will be saved. Share your thoughts. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. God bless you. I will see you soon.